Good morning and welcome back to Gaming with ADHD, where today we're doing a deep dive into Battletech Gothic. I mean, Mechwarrior, the Battletech role-playing game.
Please let me be here for that one. Please, I promise I will only ruin the stream a little bit. I will only make you regret that decision for the rest of your life. I will never stream with Max again. Well, shouldn't have streamed that one time with me.
Mission accomplished.
That's fair, sir. That is fair.
How you doing, Max?
As long as I can keep my energy level up, I'm doing amazingly.
That's awesome. Yeah, I just thought it would be fun to throw that out there.
Well, the reactions you got on the Discord were, I think that speaks of volumes.
Right. And cool. Guess what? Another person I was reaching out to about joining me on that also said no.
For Gothic?
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be associated with that. Like, I'm telling you, I will do Critter Tech. I'm there for Critter Tech.
Actually, do I?
You bring out those aluminum bats.
Man, now I'm.
So how is everybody today? Apparently Brian's struggling, but
I was gonna say I am slightly. Well, now you got me thinking about Critter Tech, and it's like, is there?
Okay, we have to do it in the spirit that it was written. We have to be drunk.
I don't drink though.
Well, that's I'll drink for both of us.
I was gonna say I act weird enough that I could be drunk, I guess. But no, just because we are stalling, letting people show up. I don't know. I think Gothic is an interesting take. I'm not saying it should be developed heavily, but I think it's fun for a one-off product. I mean,
I don't mind it as a meme. I don't mind it as its own game. I wish it didn't have the word Battletech on it. If it's just some other thing that they're making that say use Battletech rules or something like that. I mean, we were talking about Palladium. We've talked about Free League. They all use the same rules for different settings. No issues there. It was that word Battletech on there. And some of us, we take our gaming a little seriously. And, that might make others laugh. But I know people that spend $1,500 on stupid coffee makers. Like,
yeah.
So, you laugh at me all you want about taking, games a little seriously. But if you spend $1,500 on a coffee maker, I'm going to laugh at you too. There's no way. You know what? The same caffeine's in instant coffee too.
You know what? Same caffeine is in a 50-cent can of Mountain Dew.
There you go.
And it's cold and carbonated, just like God intended.
I'm surprised. Oh, I'm surprised I didn't get any pushback on that on my transdimensional TMNT character that I made. Because the book still goes with Saber-tooth Tiger. And I was like, yeah, that's right. And I said, what I said, say, not that weirdo. No, I think I may have edited that out. I think I may have done another take on that one, right? Remove that. Not like those weirdos calling it Saber-tooth Cat, but it's Saber-tooth Tiger, like God intended. And I'm just waiting for the people like, hey, wait a second, Saber-tooth Tiger's evolution. You said God, because I always get comments like that.
Are we not supposed to say Saber-tooth Tiger anymore?
No, it's been Saber-tooth Cat for like 20 or 30 years or some crap. BS. It's Saber-tooth Tiger. They'll be okay.
What?
Pluto's a planet.
First, I was saying they take Pluto away from us, and now Saber-tooth Tiger.
The thing is anybody with 70 IQ could still make an argument for Pluto and not go, what about Ceres? Ceres is literally within the asteroid belt. Shut up. Pluto is only in the Kuiper belt for like a week out of its, proverbial year. I think if Earth existed in the asteroid belt, I'd be okay with Earth being an asteroid.
That's fair. Probably see a lot more, catastrophic, meteor strikes, though.
Hey, it'd be a more exciting life. And you know what? We have 0 viewers now.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody's like, wait, they're talking about this nonsense? And
maybe they went to go watch the transdimensional TMNT character creation video.
Probably a little bit more exciting than this is.
Well, you started off with Gothic. That's your fault.
That's totally fair. I regret nothing.
Nor should you.
No, that's okay. I'm thoroughly distracted now, so I'm just gonna hard reset and let's move forward. Okay, so folks, now that we're 15 minutes late, we've been yammering for 5 minutes, and the two of you in chat are probably wondering what the hell you stumbled into. We're gonna go ahead and get started for the day. Today we are talking about adapting Mechwarrior to Battletech. So basically, because at the end of the day, all you want to do is run around in a big stompy robot, and so here's how you do it, Mechwarrior style.
What page are you on?
I am on page 89 in the. I mean, technically
really?
it's 88, but
oh god, I thought we were in the hundreds.
no.
Are we gonna get this done by the end of the year?
That's a great question. That's why. Last piece of housekeeping before we actually get started. For the month of December, these streams will be on Tuesday, not Wednesday, because number one, it is not Max's fault. It's my fault. Actually, it's not even Max's fault. It's just the calendar's fault. I'm out of town this week on Wednesday, and then Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve are all on Wednesday.
So Jesus and then getting drunk. See, you said you didn't drink, but I got it.
Right, exactly. Well, no, I just figured that everybody else will be getting drunk and no one's going to want to watch Mechwarrior. So we do it the day before when everybody's staying home because they don't want to spend any money because they're going to go out drinking the next night and they need their money.
You're going to be watching bowl games.
On the 30th?
Oh, dude, bowl games start, I think, like the 1st of December or something.
That's fair. I don't know. Is it the ASU U of A game? If not, then who cares? Which, by the way, I totally called it. ASU choked 8 ways from Sunday. Not even funny. So,
you guys still have the little devil on your helmet? I heard they took that away because it was like insensitive or some crap.
I sure hope. Well, no, they do still have it. It's the Sun Devils. It's always been the Sun Devils. I'd never heard that.
Well, I mean, they made the Tampa Bay baseball team. That is Tampa. I don't follow baseball anymore, but the Devil Rays. Oh no, they're just Rays now. Look, the Syracuse Orangemen. Somebody corrected me earlier this year. It's like, because we were just getting into the basketball season for college basketball. I said, name some teams that you think were powerhouse teams that you recognize. I'm like, well, of course, North Carolina, Duke, Villanova. I'm naming Xavier, Gonzaga. Things like that. And I'm like, I was like, the Orangemen. You mean Syracuse? Oh yeah, Syracuse. They're just the Orange. What? And I looked it up. Yeah, they got rid of the men out of their name. No, it's Orangemen. I hate this nonsense that we live in now.
I don't disagree, but at least it's still the Sun Devils.
Good.
And I still root for them, but it's kind of funny because it doesn't so in my head, sorry folks, it's gaming with ADHD. This stuff happens. Deal with
living with ADHD.
Yeah, living with ADHD. In my head, it doesn't matter. ASU will choke against U of A. They could be undefeated all year long. They get to U of A and they're going to lose. Okay.
I like both teams. I like the Sun Devils a little more just because I like the whole maroon and gold thing, Minnesota Gopher here. So I've always and I like the little, what is his name? Sparky? Is that
yeah, Sparky okay. The Sun Devil.
Yeah, so I always liked the little Sparky on the helmet. Thought that was cool, but the last couple times I watched ASU, they didn't have the Sparky on there. Like, I know college likes to have a different uniform every week now, so it could have just been a bad week. And I didn't watch this year. It's been a few years since I've seen them, but it's like it had some text on there at one point. I was like, what? That's no.
No,
give that devil with this pitchfork, man.
No, it's always either been a Sparky head or the trident. The pitchfork.
Maybe it was the trident, but again, you have to. These colleges now, every single week, they're playing with a different hat, and it's stupid.
Anyway, well, regardless, the funny thing is I actually looked it up, and out of the last 10 ASU U of A games, ASU's won 7 of them. But in my head, it doesn't matter. ASU is going to choke.
I'm guessing you have a favorite between the two.
All right. Because Max brought this up.
That's a yes/no question, really.
Oh no! This is not a yes/no question for me. All right. So I was born, or I was raised in Tempe, Arizona, where ASU is. Okay, 4 miles from campus. Okay. My grandfather graduated from ASU. My dad, which, by the way, fun fact, just for you, that was his last station for the Air Force. Was at Air Force ROTC at ASU. I actually learned that within like the last year. Anyways, dad graduated from ASU. Mom graduated from ASU twice. Grandma was secretary in the English department for many years. Brother was in the marching band. I graduated from ASU. Grandma had season tickets to ASU football at about the 40-yard line, halfway up from the field. For about 4 years after she died, because my dad kept buying them so he could sell them off because it was, 40-yard line halfway up the field. So yeah, basically I'm genetically predisposed to hate anything and everything related to Tucson.
So I like both the Wildcats and the
you can
Sparky
shut
Devils.
your dirty whore mouth and go on to another stream.
You see, but now if we're going to keep with the college theme going on, like the Alabama-Auburn thing, now I live in Alabama, right? So that's a big deal. Roll Tide, War Eagle. I still don't know what the hell a War Eagle has to do with a team that's called the Tigers, whatever.
Or even Roll Tide, let's be honest.
Well, they're the Crimson Tide, so at least that makes some sort of
fair.
But man, that's like a culture war down here, and I don't mean that in like the political sense. I mean like you pick one or the other. And which side are you? Well, I don't. Which side are you?
I'm Alabama, by the way.
Are you? I lean towards Alabama as well, but no, I make them all angry now because my favorite team is actually now in the SEC. Go Sooners!
Go Sooners!
Oh yeah!
I have 2 nieces at Alabama, so
Okay. Tuscaloosa?
Yes.
Okay. So, but in Minnesota, so this weekend when they started having the rivalry games, unfortunately, Auburn did lose to Alabama. Now you'd say, "Well, I thought you liked Alabama a little more." Yeah, but Alabama fans are like Ohio State fans, which unfortunately also won this year against Michigan after losing 4 or 5 years in a row. Haha. But Minnesota beat Wisconsin in the longest rivalry in all of college football. Look it up if you don't believe me. And Minnesota is now ahead by 1 game. That's how close it has been over the 100 and some odd years. It's like 68 and 67 and 8 ties.
Okay, that may be the longest school rivalry, but ASU has the ASU U of A has the oldest actual rivalry football game.
I might want to look that up.
Nope, it's Territorial Cup.
I want you to read a wiki on that.
I'm looking it up right now. Territorial Cup, which they've also we're gonna make it the series now, and we're gonna include all the other sports and stuff.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, it's just football for Minnesota and Wisconsin, at least for the Paul Bunyan's Axe.
Paul Bunyan's Axe.
Yeah, that's what they play for.
Oh, okay. There we go. One of the longest football rivalries. The winner receives the Territorial Cup. I know. Created 126 years ago for the 1899 championship between the schools in Arizona.
Not even close.
All right. Well, Brian looks like an idiot on his own stream, but I mean, that's normal. So
no, but still, that rivalry has been going on for 100 years. That means everybody who played in the first game is dead now anyway. So, I mean, that is pretty cool.
Everybody who played, and probably their kids.
Probably their kids, yeah, right? Because that would be about the year that they were making kids, right? Especially back in that era.
Right, exactly. So, yeah, 126 years. All right, you know what? This is a bunch of nonsense. Now? Yeah, and now that we're 15 minutes
That's why you can't get any views on your streams. You let me talk.
All right. So, real quick, folks, before we get started, like I already said that, but I'm just going to repeat it one more time. Tuesdays. Come back on Tuesdays.
You're pretty safe coming in a half hour late, though.
Probably safe coming in a half hour late, but come back on Tuesdays, not Wednesdays. So, all right. On that note, let's talk about expanding Battletech.
All righty.
All right. During a Mechwarrior campaign, players will resolve mech-to-mech combat using revised expert battle lance rules from Battletech. These revisions include changes in the initiative phase, the addition of a targeting phase, and a new artillery attack phase, and a minor change to the end phase. The addition of the targeting and artillery attack phases permit the aiming and resolution of off-board artillery fire. Note that this chapter explains only the new rules. So, sequence of play. The sequence of play used in Mechwarrior is as follows. Initiative phase, targeting phase, movement phase, reaction phase, attack phase, off-board fire, attack phase, weapons fire, attack phase, physical attacks, heat phase, and then end phase. Initiative phase. In Mechwarrior, characters can improve their side's initiative score by increasing their skill levels in either tactics +1 to all initiative scores for every skill level, or leadership +1 for every 4 skill levels. These bonuses will affect their team's unit initiative bonus. To determine initiative in Mechwarrior, each side rolls 2d6, then adds its unit initiative bonus to the result. A mech unit's UIB is based solely on the sum total of the tactics and leadership initiative bonuses of the Mechwarriors actively involved in the present combat. After having purchased their Mechwarrior skill levels during their character generation process, players will have noted their warrior's potential UIB points on the character sheet. Next, compare the results of the modified initiative rolls as in Expert Battle Lance. That's got to be some rule. So that has to be some rules out of the original Battletech. Because I have never heard that term Expert Battle Lance before.
I do not remember that term. I do remember simplified and expert or advanced rules, but I don't remember that term at all. So let's take a look. My precious. This is a man's Battletech right there. Shadowhawk, baby. Does it still have the chameleon in the center? Yes, it does. I still have the chameleon. Oh, God. Okay, expert.
Oh, no, the book is falling apart.
It kind of is. I mean, it's old as hell. To be fair, this is not my original. I did get this one off of eBay. My original fell apart about 30 years ago. Maybe 40. Where's the table? Does this not have a table? Oh, the table of contents is Expert Battle Lance on page 29. This is the book. I do not remember that term, but this is exactly where it came from. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I've literally never heard that term before. The side with the lower dice roll loses the initiative and must go first during the movement and attack phases of the current game turn. To determine how many units the losing side must now move, subtract their initiative score from the winning initiative score. And apply the result.
You said, but you sound like you just read some math. What?
All right. To determine how many units the losing side must now move, subtract their initiative score from the winning initiative score and apply the result to the lost initiative table. In the case of the tie, roll dice.
Please tell me to give an example.
Lost initiative table. So.
Oh, okay. No. Actually, that table makes. Okay, I understand it now with that table.
Right. So, like my initiative versus your initiative.
I've got 2d6. I don't know if you have any dice around you, but we'll say I have crappy pilot or I have crappy leaders. I'm going to add nothing to my roll. I'm just going to roll, and I got a 4. You got great leaders. Add like a 6 to your roll.
I got 13.
Okay, so I got a 4, and you got that's 9 difference. So I have to move 2 mechs first.
And so
why am I showing up as my name? Oh, I know why. I'm using my personal account for the chat.
That's whatever. I took me a second. I went and looked. I'm like,
Using the wrong browser. I'm just using the wrong browser. I'm
That's
using
fine.
Chrome instead of Brave or Opera.
Right. So this. Oh, because okay. So basically, this is if you lost initiative. Essentially, they're making you move a little bit more to give the winner a little bit better of an idea of what's going on.
Yeah, a little tactical advantage. Yeah.
Yeah. The game master can determine the UIB rating of an NPC mech force using the UIB ratings table below. Simply cross-reference the number of mechs present in the current engagement with the overall experience level assigned to the unit. So, number of mechs, green, regular, veteran, elite, and there's your
everybody
initiative.
wants to be green. That's the best color in the inner sphere.
Yes, exactly. As an example of how the initiative phase works in Mechwarrior, suppose side A, the player's side, has 6 mechs and a UIB of 7. Side B, NPCs, also has 6 mechs and is rated veteran, yielding a UIB of 5. The players roll a 10 as their initiative score, and the game master rolling for side B rolls a 6. The adjusted results are 17 for side A and 11 for side B, a +6 advantage for the player's side. During the movement phase of this game turn, side B will move 2 mechs. After that, each side will alternate, moving 1 mech until all are accounted for. Okay, so yes. All right. Just sometimes it's good to have examples a little farther above so that way, you don't get lost and confused until you hit the example.
To me, the table cleared it up pretty well. So thank God there was a table in there. But modern games don't like tables.
The table helped, but again, understanding that like a phrase like to represent a tactical advantage or something along those lines would have helped me. That's where I got stuck. All right. Targeting phase. If either side wishes to use offboard artillery in the present combat, it will select and record the terrain map hexes of their target during this round. Game Master's note, remember that artillery shots are targeted in a given round will not actually land on board until 3 to 6 game turns later. See below. Attack phase, offboard fire. During this phase, offboard artillery whose fired shots will land on the battlefield this game turn reveal their written target hex selections and resolve their fire using the offboard fire rules. At this time, players determine and record damage taken by units present in hexes hit by offboard artillery. This damage takes effect at the end of the physical attacks phase. Artillery attacks. If either or both sides have off-map artillery units within the range of the battlefield, they may use it to provide support fire in an attack. The artillery units select targets for their attacks during the targeting phase of each game turn and resolve their attacks according to the following rules. To participate in a given combat engagement, an artillery unit must either have a direct line of sight from its present position to the battlefield, or they must have a character present on the battlefield site acting as its forward observers. Forward observers serve as an artillery crew chief's eyes on the battlefield. They relay the compass coordinates and distance of the target and provide the artillery gunner with the results of shots fired until the gunners have homed in on their target. Any friendly character present on the battlefield site, including tech, scouts, or mech warriors themselves, may act as a forward observer. Obviously, characters who possess some degree of gunnery artillery skill will provide the most accurate assistance. The mech team records the identity of each artillery unit observer on a piece of paper, along with the character's location on the battlefield terrain map if the individual is not traveling in one of the active mechs in the engagement. If an observer becomes unconscious or killed during the course of an engagement, the artillery unit he supports can only continue to fire if it has already successfully completed the ranging process, and if it continues to fire at the same target hex. Forward observers may not be on foot, in vehicles, or even in mechs. Stingers and wasps have been extensively used in this role. They may even use special laser beams to designate target and emit the ranging sequence. This equipment replaces the mech's medium laser.
I was counting sheep just to stay awake.
I get it.
Is it just me, or is that an overcomplication of the simple rule of declare hex? However many map boards you're away, that's how many rounds it takes for the round to get there. Move on.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it is. All right. Targeting. During the targeting phase of each combat round, each artillery unit eligible to fire selects a target hex and records this selection on a sheet of paper. This target is revealed during whichever offboard fire attack phase the shot arrives on board. All artillery units suffer a time delay of 3 to 5 game turns between targeting and fire resolution, depending on the type of unit being fired. Sniper cannons suffer a delay of 3 turns, and long tom howitzers suffer a 5-turn delay. Thus, a sniper cannon would resolve its targeted shot from turn 1 on turn 4, and its shot from turn 2 on turn 5, and so on. Long tom howitzer would not resolve its turn 1 shot until turn 6. Let's see. Artillery fire resolution. Artillery units do not make individual 2-hit rolls for each shot they fire, as does a mech or Mechwarrior in personal combat. Instead, they employ ranging rolls to home in on the target hexes selected by their forward observers. Roll 2d6 and apply the results of ranging rolls against one of the 5 columns on the artillery fire table below. Always starting with column A, the following modifiers are applied to the target as a result. +1 for each level of gunnery artillery skill possessed by the artillery unit crew chief. For NPC, I'm skipping that. +1 for each 2 levels of gunnery artillery skill possessed by the unit's forward observer. -3 if the unit's forward observer has no gunnery artillery skill. After applying all modifiers to the ranging roll, cross-reference the result against column A on the table below. If the result matches the letter between A and E, the shot has missed its mark, and the next ranging roll. What?
So if so you roll. So I rolled 2d6. I rolled a 3. Well, that's not going to have any stars in it. So, yeah. What type of artillery did we fire?
It does right now.
Sorry, go on. Sorry.
I was gonna say right now it doesn't matter what type of artillery.
Yeah. So that would be, I think, column A. So I got a 3. So I'm screwed. But next round, next time I roll, it should be a B. That's the way I read it.
I don't. Oh my gosh, I need it. All right, here. Let's just read the example. For example, a long tom is attempting to hit a target on the BattleTech map sheet. The gun crew chief has a gunnery artillery skill of level 2, and the forward observer has a skill level of 1. For the first shot, the 2d6 roll is 6. Skill level adds 3 for a total ranging roll of 9. Referencing column A, the result is C. This means that the shot scatters and that the next roll will be resolved on column C. This procedure lasts until a star or a hit result occurs. Then each shot targeted for that hex will always hit, even after switching targets and returning to the ranged hex.
Okay, so I get it now. So you roll. Yeah, it was a 9. Wait, what did he roll? It was a 9.
Roll to 6, adds 3 for a total of 9.
Yeah, so if you go to column A, you see that 9 says C. So the next time he rolls, and let's just arbitrarily say that he rolled the same number to make our life easy, right? He rolls a 9 again, but this time he compares it on column
C.
So now next time he rolls on column E, because that's what he got. And let's just arbitrarily say, because, he wanted to go to jail in Monopoly, he rolls a 9 again. Guess it wouldn't be doubles, but whatever. Well, now he's got a little asterisk. Guess what he did? He did done boom somebody.
Right. This is...
Dude, it is very, very 1970s and 80s war gamey.
Right. But I will admit, the fact that, sniper cannons take 3 turns to show up. Long tom takes 5 turns to show up. Ain't no way in hell am I waiting 5 turns.
Yes, you are. You already read the fact that you have to wait a certain amount of turns before you can fire again?
No, I know that. I'm just saying I'm not using artillery. I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to say, I did this thing, and then 6 turns later figure out what happened.
I could have sworn, and maybe this is later on, maybe this is a house rule, I don't know. But I could have sworn the rule for artillery that I always remember playing with was it was 1 round per map sheet. So if your artillery is 2 map sheets away, it takes 2 rounds, and on that 3rd round, then it hits.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where that rule comes from. It might be 2nd edition. It might be Total Warfare. I have no clue, but that's what I remember the rule being. And yeah, it would land somewhere.
No, I would have no problems with that. So, anyways, here. I'm tired of reading. Tell us about missed shots.
God, I don't want to read. I'm already tired of reading. All right. Missed shots. Notice he gives me the missed shots. Tell us, Max, what is it like to miss a shot? Well, I don't know. Missed shots, of course, do not simply disappear into midair. They explode in some other location on or off the battlefield. To determine the landing area of a missed shot, roll a d6 and consult the hex diagram below to determine the direction of the misfire. Alrighty, I rolled a 6. So I shot up and to the left. Up and to the left.
Ta-da.
Next, what's that?
I said, ta-da.
Next, roll either 1d6 if the shot was made on column C, D, or E of the artillery fire table. Roll either 1d6 if got it. If the shot was made on column A or B of the table, roll 2d6 minus 3, but never less than 1. 2d6 minus 3. I rolled an 8 minus 3. I got a 5. I don't know what the hell that means now, but we'll figure it out. To determine
literally
the distance.
Just finish reading.
The shot traveled off. No, I was hung up on the fact says next roll either 1d6 and then it ends in a period because parentheticals are supposed to be able to be replaced, put in, or taken out. So that sentence just ends. Next, roll either 1d6. If the shot was made on, that was my hang up there. So game masters should note that a missed shot will occasionally land fortuitously in the vicinity of an enemy or friendly mech, causing the same damage as an on-target shot. All right, the sniper cannon shot does 10 points of damage to each unit present in the hex where it explodes, and 5 points to any located in one of the 6 surrounding hexes. A long tom shell does 20 points of damage to each unit in the hex where it explodes, and 10 points of damage to any unit in the surrounding hexes. It's big boom.
Yup.
Can I get end face? There you go. The following revision of the expert Battletech rules only applies to Mechwarrior consciousness rules. Okay, so from now on, whatever I'm reading apparently is only to Mechwarrior consciousness rules, which occur in the end phase of each game turn. All other considerations, such as the spread of fires and so on, are the same as in the previously published rules. Mechwarriors wounded during the current turn must make a saving roll to determine if they remain conscious and able to continue fighting. The chart provided for this purpose in the Battletech rules presumes that all mech pilots have a body score of 6 and 60 HDK. Oh, that's great. Just assume my HDK. Mech warriors differ because the number of HTK varies with the character's body score. Each cockpit hit is the equivalent of 10 HTK, and the consciousness roll will depend on the character's current HTK level. Use the table on page 86 to find the number required. And apparently my brain is saying, don't read this. I got an eye that's like literally feeling like it's on fire right now.
Clearly we're covering a wonderful topic today.
Oh my God. Okay, I think I can read again.
I would say, please don't die on us. That would be awkward.
I just want my eyes to work. I don't care if I die. I just want my eyes to work. You figured that one out. Notes on piloting and gunnery skill. The way that piloting and gunnery skills are used differs slightly between Battletech and Mechwarrior. In Battletech, pilots are given their base target number, usually 5. This is then modified for range and other considerations. In Mechwarrior, the base target number is calculated by finding the skill roll base target for the governing attribute and then modifying this number with the character's skill level. Just for the love of God, folks, just so you know, we're reading a lot of words. You're like, wait, well, hold on. What kind of calculus am I doing here? I have to be honest with you. It's on the character sheet. I do remember that. It's on the character sheet. So you're going to have your numbers there. So if this is confusing you, like numbers all over, yeah, it's on the character sheet. This number can now be used in the same manner as the usual Battletech base target or to-hit number. Now my other eye's going. Other mech-related rules. The following rules will be useful in campaigning in either Mechwarrior or Battletech. They expand on the combat-related activities of ejection. Who leaves that on? It's the first thing I do when I get my mech. I turn the ejection off. Why? Because when I take 20 points of damage, I don't want to pop. Ejection, scavenging, and mech repair. What about head hits? You win some, you lose some. Ejection. There comes a time in battle when the Mechwarrior must leave his mech in a hurry. This can be accomplished using the cockpit ejection system, or the entire head if you're a hatchet man. A simple push of the button will blow the cockpit canopy away and rocket the pilot up and away from the now disabled mech. The ejecting pilot will land in the hex immediately in front of his mech. At times, ejection can be quite dangerous because obstacles may severely damage the launch mechanism and ultimately the Mechwarrior. A successful piloting roll is required to prevent damage. The skill roll target can be modified as follows. Per level of piloting skill, -1. Remember, minuses are good. So if you're a good pilot, you're going to get minuses. That's awesome. Landing in clear terrain. All right, another -2. You might be safe. Water, -1. Okay, a little splash down there. Rough, it's getting a bit difficult, but it's still a nice base roll. Rubble, +1. Light woods, crashing through those trees is not fun. That's +2. Heavy woods. Okay, now things are getting crazy. I don't know why you ejected there. You just basically ejected out, smacked into a tree, and died. Good job. That's +4. And if you're doing it in a city, you were trying to launch yourself through somebody's window and probably failed with a +4. If the roll fails, the Mechwarrior suffers 2d6 plus 6 points of damage. That's it. That's not a lot. Unless that's to a particular location. Use the damage location table to determine where each 5 points of damage hit. Psst. Pish posh, he's fine. The damage caused to the mech by ejection is equivalent to having a body part destroyed. Okay, yeah, I guess, I can see that. If the Mechwarrior does something stupid, such as ejecting inside a building whose roof is intact, the Game Master must determine the results. Yeah, it's called a bunch of goo on the ceiling. And unless there's somebody standing up above you, you did nothing.
I mean, those rocket thrusters don't really let you control speed and or distance.
They're just GTFO. That's all they're about. I gotta go.
Full power, maximum amount of time.
I wonder if you'd be a little more protected if you're in the hatchet man, inside and ejected. Considering that is literally the whole head that flies off of it.
That's true. And if you were still inside a building, like...
You'd probably go, boom. Maybe you could go probably through the first floor, depending on what's there, piping and so forth. Hit the second one and then just come back down right next to your mech.
Probably.
You'll bounce off your mech.
Right, but regardless, you ain't comfy once you start hitting things. So
you're upside down going, somebody get me out.
That would be an example where I would say, okay, maybe you're not dead if you decide to eject inside of a building, but you aren't going to be happy.
Well, and you probably wish you were after all the ribbing you're going to get from your buddies when they have to come and get the jaws of life to get you out of there.
I mean, but you're alive. Maybe.
Ooh, prize mechs.
There, we'll let you have prize mechs too.
Oh, thanks. Woo, I get some goods.
I was going to say, there's been so many rough comments in sections so far.
Prize mechs and scavenging. If somehow I get out of my hatchet man's head after all that. To keep from throwing good mechs after bat. Wait, isn't that what they do? Oh, I'm sorry. It's not 30-50. We don't do that at this point in the game. To keep from throwing good mechs after bad, it is common for one side to withdraw from the battlefield when it appears there's no longer a reasonable chance of winning. Well, tell it to House Karita. This leaves the remaining side in control of any disabled and destroyed enemy and friendly mechs on the field. Some of these units will now be little more than scrap, with few or no parts remaining for salvage. Others, however, may have suffered partially or totally repairable damage. Some may even be virtually intact, having been disabled either through overheating or the death of the occupant. These prize mechs can be the most valuable booty a mech unit collects. This is why we have all these mech bodies but no heads, because people keep launching out of them. Stop launching out of your mech. Just die.
And let's
we'll
be
clean
honest,
you out.
if the head is intact, exactly, you hose it out and just put the next guy in there.
Right. A little air freshener in there. Characters who learn to take the maximum advantage of these opportunities greatly improve their chances for continued survival, as well as their personal and family status. Before they can scavenge any prize mechs, the victors must first carefully check them out to eliminate the possible possible remaining enemies. I was thinking it was going somewhere else, my bad. Most often, this would be a mech warrior armed with a handgun. However, it could easily be a mech warrior who succeeds in restarting a mech originally disabled by heat shutdown, or it might even be damaged mech playing possum.
How's he going to be able to restart the mech if he doesn't know the password for the neuro helmet?
Right? Well, what if it's not password protected?
What? Wait a second.
Everybody puts their password on the keyboard anyway.
That's fair. Well, what if you took your own neuro helmet? Would then that bypass the password? Because I just need to unlock my neuro helmet.
All right, Battletech lore nerds who might know even more lore than us.
Yeah, put that in the comments because I have no idea.
Are neuro helmets transferable, or are they like stuck? I mean, are they like BNC cables or something where it's like you just plug them in, or are they hardwired to the mech? I don't know. I would really hate for my Cat 5 cable to pop out while, I'm trying to balance this 60-ton monstrosity. I'm just saying.
No, they've got to be removable because there's a lot of art of mech warriors outside of mechs carrying their neuro helmets around.
That's a good point. That is a good point. You are right.
I realize now this is one thing that I did like, I did like about the Total War series of books. They always make a point that art is not rules, but let's be honest, we're talking neuro helmets. That's not really a rule thing. That's just a lore thing. I think art's a lot more impactful. So,
well, I mean, neuro helmets are absolutely described in like every novel, I mean, they're described all over the place. Now, as far as the rules for them, I don't know off the top of my head if I've read any rules for neuro helmets, like even in like Mechwarrior or anything, like other editions of Mechwarrior.
The only rule I remember was something from the deep dive that we did. I want to say it was back in like the lore section, like the opening section.
Okay.
Where it was talking about the neuro helmet and that they
shave their heads and all that.
Right. And that they use a password to unlock the neuro helmet, not the mech.
Right.
And so that's why I'm saying, can you just, I'll bring my neural helmet with me, yank that one out, and plug mine in?
What's the HTK of a neural helmet? All right, I'll keep reading. Tilt.
Probably in the equipment section, which we haven't gotten to yet.
A victorious party that gets too cocky in approaching its fallen foes can set itself up for some rude surprise. As any real inspection of a prize will require that a warrior or tech get out of his mech and enter the enemy unit, he's leaving himself an open target for hostile fire. If the player's group takes precautions to give its inspection team proper cover, however, surviving enemy warriors will more likely surrender than sacrifice their own lives. The exception may come when dealing with House Krita. I mean, the exception may come when there's a history of bad blood between the two sides and mechs turn into ghosts for some reason, or if the victors have a reputation for slaughter or inhuman treatment of Kentauri's 4. Depending on the tactics of the victor, remaining mobile mechs may or may not attempt to fire or make a break for freedom. Such units are more likely to surrender if the two parties in the battle are both mercenary and its warriors believe they can ransom back the mech from their opponents in exchange for cash parts. Hey, you want to join our side? How about that? We'll give you a paycheck and not kill you. Does that sound good? When the victors have eliminated all opposition, one way or the other, the inspection team can begin to assess whether any salvage exists among the remaining equipment. Any character examining a mech can make a 2d6 roll against his technician's skill, target number +6.
+6.
So I rolled a 9, so that's 15. Or if no skill level exists, against a learned target +3.
No, hold on. No, you rolled a 9.
Yeah. What?
It's the...
Yeah. It's
the
6.
skill roll target +6. So It's the +6 isn't modifying your roll.
Oh, that's right. Because remember, pluses are bad.
Right.
Okay. If this roll is equal to or more than the character's adjusted target number, he can accurately assess the extent of the damage a mech has sustained. Those who fail this roll will be able to do little more than make sweeping generalities. It looks fairly bad, or it looks intact, or to state a glaringly obvious, well, looks like its head's been blown off. Based on this information, the party may choose to take any of these possible courses. 1. Attempt to restore the mech to operating status using the regular repair rules. Tear down the unit for salvage, adding its still functioning parts to the unit supply stores. Haul the mech off the field as is for repair or salvage later. Yeah, thanks, genius. Oh, the head's gone. I think we're just going to take this back and have somebody, maybe your kid look at this. He probably understands more about this crap than you do. The base time requirement for a level 2 tech to tear down a mech is 360 minutes. What's that in hours? I don't know. Divide it by 12 or some crap, whatever. Who does this shit in minutes? Sorry, who does this stuff in minutes? By the way, that would be 3 hours. But I'm just saying.
That would be 6 hours, actually.
6 hours? Wait a minute. 6? Yeah, 60. Yeah, that's right. You're right. What's funny is I was thinking 6 in my head and said 3 because I said that 12 number. Dang it. No, but see, put in hours. Just put in hours. Characters.
Yeah, I mean, like I could understand if you're going to say like 90 minutes. Okay,
sure.
That's reasonable.
Or 360 minutes plus 20 minutes per tech level, or minus 20 minutes per tech level.
Right. Yeah, exactly. If there's some reason to modify the minutes, otherwise, yes, it should just be in hours. Anyways, all right.
They had one character left that they didn't waste on this typesetter here, so they're like, we're putting that in there. If the party has land vehicles at the battle site, it may use these vehicles to transport the salvage parts or mechs. In most cases, however, the party's mechs will have to do their own hauling, using large, immensely strong nets suspended from their backs. Mechs can carry a load. I just picturing that to me is just hilarious, by the way. I'm just saying. Mech. Yeah, where am I here? Oh. A mech carrying a load weighing from 0 to 1/2 its weight loses 1 point from its walking. Loads from 1/2 to 1 times the character's weight reduces the movement by 1/2. So you're telling me
there's a chance.
Well, a 50-ton. So let's just take a 50-ton enforcer. Mech carrying loads from 1/2 to 1 ton. If he carries basically himself, or say, we'll say a catapult damage to the point where it's 50 tons now, he only loses half his movement? Mechs are strong, folks.
Well, yeah, but also don't forget, it's like in this particular case, I think they're just trying to give you something.
No, I get it. So one of the things I've always said about battle mechs, especially when compared to Robotech, and also some people that I dealt with in high school, Von Zark can tell you this story too. We had a guy always wanted to throw rocks at people with his battle mech. We kept saying, battle mechs are strong. They don't have torque like that. So you're not throwing a fastball. It's like, you can lift absolutely crazy amounts of weight, but you're not throwing a fastball. And he'd get all angry at us. Like, come on, dude, stop it. Anyway, loads from 1 times to 2 times the mech weight reduces its movement by 3/4. Units engaged in cargo hauling cannot run or jump. Okay, that got it. So that reduces your walking movement, and you cannot increase up to running movement.
Right, exactly. I think this is literally just to give you, like, okay, honestly, my opinion is they don't want to deal with players having to argue like, oh, well, we have to go get blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you have mechs, just drag the stuff over. It doesn't matter.
You have crazy nets that can carry.
Right. And then as far as this, it's literally just, okay, how long is it going to take?
Where's this net anyway? Is this like some Spider-Man thing? The archer just shoots it out of his wrist, and all of a sudden there's a net floating around on the ground?
Something like that. That's how I'd roll it. No, it's going to be in the mobile repair unit, or like the some sort of like mobile repair unit. That's really all I got. Anything else would be too small. But yeah, it's I literally to me this is just like dealing with like, you know, wilderness encounters or something like that as your
It's
mechs
just a
drag all
simplistic
the
rule
stuff
to
back
say,
to the dropship.
here
Yeah,
you go, carry on.
right.
No pun intended.
All right. Let's look at
Whew.
between battle repairs, Max. All right. After each battle in an extended campaign, mech warriors will normally have an opportunity to repair some portion of the damage their mechs have sustained. The extent of the repairs possible immediately following a battle depend on a variety of factors. These include the availability of repair materials in unit supply stores, the relative difficulty of the repair attempted, the competence of the technician making the repairs, and the time the unit is willing to devote. The following repair equipment table indicates what tools are required to repair specific damage. If you're curious, check out this chart. I'm not reading all of it. All right.
Wait, hold on. What's FK?
Fusion kit.
Okay. What does that do?
So that's all the different kit. These are all the different kit. Stop it, Max.
Well, I'm trying to explain it for the people out there. You know, there's one person who's running this game right now who needs to know.
All right.
So EK
If
is you can't use it for replacing armor apparently though. Oh, that's I'm sorry. What was I saying? Oh,
so you got
FK.
you got tool kits, cutting kits, joining kits, electrical kits, sensors kits, fusion kits, gyro kits, and a repair platform.
You know, if you would have put hours instead of minutes, you would have had enough characters to write the word electric.
That's probably true. Anyways, so key to this, you know, basically there's different tools available. Do you have to have it to do a particular repair? You're going to have to just compare this to the chart. It's either a yes or a no.
Right tool for the right job, and remember, safety first.
Safety third. Come on, don't you ever listen to Mike Rowe? Safety third.
0 days without an accident.
As I'm knocking stuff over underneath my desk. All right, material availability. Units acquire initial stockpiles of mech replacement parts when creating their mech units. Over the course of time, units will deplete these stores in making repairs and may supplement them with booty from raids. Booty shorts. Parts gathered by scavenging defeated enemy mechs, supplies received as wage or payment, or through the rare cash purchase from league or house stockpiles. A mech unit can generally only make repairs for which it has the necessary spare parts. However, highly skilled repairman may be able to surmount even this formidable obstacle. See jury rigging.
Oh, I hope these rules are like actually that chart looks pretty familiar. I'm going to grab the first edition Mercenaries Handbook because that's where I remembered us rolling all of our jury rig rolls out of. I love it. This is another reason why I love 3025 over 3050 and clan nonsense where it was like, I can just repair it. I can just mix and match whatever I want. Targeting computers back in the day, 3025, didn't like it when you removed a large laser and put in 2 medium lasers in its place. They're like, no, it's supposed to be longer range, but it's shorter range. And, you know, I know modern conveniences, but I just take my smartphone and I type in large laser. Well, they didn't have that until the Helm core was discovered. So I love these jury rig rolls.
We haven't even gotten to the jury rig rolls. That's
I'm
at the end of the page.
I'm hoping it's the same, by the way, but I'm going to go grab my Mercenaries Handbook and see if they are.
All right. Well, while you're grabbing that, I'm going to keep reading. All right, repair difficulty. Each category of mech repair has a base chance of success listed in the repair difficulty table below. So, body segment destroyed, completely repaired on 11 plus. Damaged weapons completely repaired on a 6 plus, or partially repaired on a 3 or 5. If you get a partial repair, it must be replaced, and here's the amount of time that it spends. Anyways, it's a chart. Old school games, charts, surprise. Who would have thought? Go check it out.
You want to see some bad layout and design? Here's the table of contents. I challenge you to read
it. My gosh. Hold on. Put that back. Put that back.
I got to be careful. I don't want to open it up all the way, but
like, dear Lord, what designer hated the customer?
I know, right?
I mean, it's kind of cool, but that is not easily readable. All right. There are also modifiers um to the success chance based on the technician skill level and or your learning attribute level if you do not have any technician skill. Remember, negative's good, positive's bad. While Max is looking at that, Goths wants to know, so where do you find all 20 people who still play this game? That's a great question.
I'd be surprised if there are 20.
Hey, we got 13 in watching this.
Because they're like, what the hell are they talking about?
I have no idea. Let's be honest, we have no idea. But no, the funny thing is, Goss, like while Max is looking that up, and because this is gaming with ADHD and we get distracted here, I'll be honest, I kind of want to play this, and I actually think this would still fit with modern Battletech rules pretty well. I mean, the Battletech rules really haven't changed that much anyways. So I think it'd still work. I'm
a little nervous here because you might actually be reading the rules that we use. Remember, I said they look familiar. I couldn't find them in here, but I've been saying this for probably a decade or more, that this is where we got the rules from. But I'm going to look in the second edition one real quickly and see if it's there. And then if not, then I think you're actually reading the jury rig rules that I like.
All right. Time factor. The time multipliers in the following table assume 5 laborers per tech and a repair platform. Absence of the platform adds 1 to the time multiplier. Absence of an individual laborer adds 0.2. So, basically, so here's your time required to repair over here. Multiply it by this based on the technicians available. For each repair attempted, the tech rolls 2d6. If the result is equal to or greater than the value listed in the repair difficulty table, he successfully completes the repair. Some types of repairs also indicate a partial success chance, which allows the mech to continue operating, but at a diminished level of capability. Repair rolls may only be attempted once per time required period on each damage area. A repair roll that fails leaves the target mech in the same condition it was prior to the attempt. Thus, if a mech was with a critical hit to one engine fails its repair roll, the mech could still operate, but would continue to generate 5 points of heat per turn and would have only 2 points of shielding left. To determine the total amount of time required to repair a mech, simply add up the time requirements for each repair needed. Note that if there are 3 mech sections that need armor restoration or 2 separate engine critical hits to be repaired, an equal amount of time will be required for each. Players and game masters should also remember that a repair takes the same amount of time whether it succeeds or fails. Indeed, whenever a character elects to make a repair roll for a given problem, he is committing himself to spending the block of time needed to see if the attempt is successful. After calculating all repair times for their mechs, the party may then decide which, if any, of these repairs it wishes to undertake. The party may often discover that they do not have the time to complete all needed repairs, or that one mech will require much more time to fix than its companions. The decisions about whether to repair or not to repair are both difficult to make and crucial to the mech unit's future. A partially repaired mech is often at a big disadvantage in its next battle. Conversely, a decision to tarry too long over repairs, especially in enemy territory, may lead the enemy to discovering and possibly catching the party unaware in an attack. All right. Mild commentary on this from a role-playing perspective. At first, my brain was like, why would you just not take all of the time needed to do all of your repairs?
That's easy answer.
I know it's an easy answer, but in my brain, my brain was stuck on the war game aspect of it, which doesn't care about that. But the role-playing aspect right here, enemy discovering and possibly catching, it's like, or an enemy's trying to escape, but we need to repair, it's like, all of my weapon systems are out, or my ammo needs to be reloaded, whatever it is, they could be getting away. Maybe, their drop ship's going to be coming in.
Well, imagine you're on a raid, not an assault, a raid. So you're not coming in with a whole bunch of repairs and so forth. You're coming in to do a quick strike and get the heck out. So you may have very limited repair capability because the longer you're there, the easier it is to find you, et cetera, et cetera. So all of a sudden your raid didn't go quite as expected, and now you're fighting your way out.
Oh yeah. There are so many role-playing opportunities that the game master can take advantage of when you want to start throwing repairs into the mix. Because your mech pilot doesn't want to go into battle with a broken ride, but he may not have a choice. So that could be fun. Oh, the possibilities there. All right, Max. Since you're all hot and bothered about this, tell us about jury rigging repairs.
Jury rigging repairs. A tech with skill level 4+ may attempt to jury rig a temporary repair when he does not have the proper parts. The tech adds +3 to his base target number for repair die rolls. Like you can repair some. What house would that be? Never mind. If successful, the repaired area will function normally as long as it's not further damaged. Each time a body segment containing a jury rig repair is struck during combat, make a saving roll on 2d6 against the tech skill roll target. Hope you have a good tech. If the die roll result is equal to or more than the skill factor, the repair holds. If not, the affected area returns to its pre-repair status. Excuse me. Game Master's note, in the case of a destroyed or blown off body segment, jury rigging a repair may often involve grafting an arm or leg from a different mech type onto the affected unit. Yeah, we call that the cataphract. In such instances, remember to make appropriate adjustments to the unit's available weaponry and any related changes to armor, heatsink capability, or movement point allowances that result from the switch. The thing is right now you're reading so much, and we're reading so much about what I remember, but we're not getting one key thing that I do remember reading, and maybe it's hidden in this book, but I didn't even find a chapter in this book that included that. This one does have stuff about repairs, but it had nothing to do with what I was looking for. So
Max, we haven't gotten to the next page yet. It might be over there.
It could be, but I'll need you to move it there.
Right, I will. Sorry, I got distracted by chat, and so I'm just kind of rereading this real quick. Okay.
I got it.
Nope, that's it. That's all of it. Next,
can you go back up to the table then?
Okay, sure.
Okay, base modifier. So completely repaired. I want to see some. Where does it say weapons? Body segment, body internal structure.
Damaged weapons.
Damaged weapons.
Fourth from the bottom.
So what's partially repaired must be replaced. Okay. No, there's a table somewhere, and I could have sworn, I swear, because I remembered always having this book with me, that it's got to be in here, but I just looked and I couldn't find it. Where what would happen is, the rationale was written up as like, hey, charting computers aren't made for having the wrong type of weapon put in there. So you actually play with a mech that for its first few missions is like at +2 to fire. At least with that weapon. Until after the mission you zone it in a little more, you get your tech on it, then it's +1 to fire. Then and I might be exaggerating that part of it, but I remember the +2. But I know it's in a book somewhere, and I will find it. Dang it!
So this was for attaching a weapon to the targeting computer.
It was for making modifications to mechs, jury rigging and making modifications to mech, one or the other, or both of those. So if you were to what's a good one? Okay, you were to remove a medium laser, because that's 1 ton,
right,
and replace it with 2 small lasers. Those are ½ ton each. Just seems like a simple. Okay, I'm losing some range, but they're cheaper, whatever, right?
Right.
No, the targeting computer doesn't like it. The mech doesn't like it. And you've got to kind of hone it in. You got to reprogram it over time, because it isn't just plug it. These things aren't plug and play. That's what the clans did. And I remember there being that type of modifier in there. I could even be wrong about the +2, but I'm just saying, like, I remember that kind of modifier, and it took time for the mech to finally be like, okay, we're good. We got this. We've worked out the kinks, the bugs.
Maybe it was Mechwarrior 2nd edition.
Well, I do have that, but I'm not going to look through all my books.
Right.
I am telling you, man, that and I could be wrong, but I've said this a million times, so I'm going to stick to it until I find it. It's in the Mercenaries Handbook, 1st edition, because this book is so beat up. I don't know if you can tell, but I have it taped to hell. Pages were falling out and so forth, because this is the book I always brought with me. So, but I don't want to take up too much time on that. But the thing is I used to use this also as part of the argument why you can't just slap on like, can I go into this? I don't want my archer to have 2 rear medium lasers. Can I just put him to the front? Where? There you go.
Nerd. Good to see you.
There you go. You know what? And that's why Clan Wolverine was kicked out. No, let me phrase it. Not kicked out, wiped out.
Theoretically, they could still be out there.
Yeah, I had a friend of mine. This was in so I was at Kirtland at the time, so that'd be around 93, 94. And Stackpole came to, because Stackpole's from Arizona, right?
Yeah, I've met him.
Yeah, he came to War Games West in Albuquerque. And my friend was telling him everything. Now, my friend, so I'm 52 now, so he'd probably be in his 70s because I think he's like 20 years older than me. And man, he was just going on this whole spiel about how that he got this way that Clan Wolverine still exists and that he runs Clan Wolverine. And of course, Stackpole's like, great house rule, do what you want, He's like, no, I've got this figured out. This is how it exists. You got the Minnesota tribe. You got this, you got that. And Stackpole just looked at him and said, Clan Wolverine was wiped out. Don't know what to tell you, bud. and I'm telling you, Don deflated, just like, oh. Well, I'm still gonna do it. And I'm just like, ha ha.
No, but the funny thing is, that's what they did with them.
They did what?
The Minnesota tribe? Yeah, that's Clan Wolverine.
I know.
I think it was Blaine Pardoe that wrote that too.
Blaine, why you stop it, man? I like Blaine, but you keep telling me all the crap that he wrote. See, the part of the problem with Battletech, and I don't know if they're still doing it, but this, I will say this is part of the problem even with older Battletech, is they tried to answer everything. Where did Kransky go? Well, let's tell you. No, don't tell me. It's what was the first Star Trek The Next Generation movie did this? What happens if Data gets emotions? What happens if Geordi can see? What happens if Kirk dies? Like, don't answer these things. Sometimes it's great just to theorize on this stuff.
Leave some mystery.
Right. Who's the Minnesota tribe? As somebody born and raised in Minnesota, I love the idea of the Minnesota tribe. And then you told me they're Clan Wolverine. It should have been Clan Gopher.
Should have been Clan Gopher.
Wolverine's Michigan. Golden Gopher. And you know what? You know what's funny? That actually makes sense for clans. Diamond Shark, Golden Gopher.
Jade Falcon.
I'm making it. I'm making Clan Golden Gopher. Canonize that thing. I'm done.
And actually, you know where Kerensky went, right? He's protecting the inner sphere from the aliens. We've already determined.
Oh yeah, from the Tekade or whatever
the Tedate.
Yeah, well, you know that don't exist. You know what he's actually doing is he's usurping all the golf carts and he's at a retirement home right now. I knew I'd sneak it in somehow. Got the golf cart in there.
No, we were supposed to be doing football for today's episode.
Ruby Ruse. I like that. I like that, Sheriff. It's Ruby Ruse. That's good. That belongs in Critter Tech, though. Ruby Ruse. I'm gonna remember that one. That's good.
Actually, that just made me think that
we should never do another stream of this game again.
I'm having too much fun.
Oh no, this is fun.
Anyways, all right. Okay, I need to look at something now that we're slightly distracted. Okay, so we've talked about those were all the rules for adapting Battletech.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Wonder if we can get encounters done today.
What kind of encounters?
It's like 9 pages. So
there's no chance. Well, how many tables? If it's all tables.
It's lots of tables. Look at all those tables.
And you have to go line by line, column by column for every one of those.
I will stab you. Live on stream through the computer while you're in Alabama.
He just pokes down and all of a sudden my head starts bleeding.
No! Okay. All right, let's talk about encounters. Let's get this done because let's be honest, we have limited time.
That is true.
And we want to finish the book. All right, having developed the general outlines of a planetary assignment for the player's group, some game masters may still need assistance in creating adventure situations that might result from such an assignment, or in inventing short encounters to spice up the slow periods during an adventure. More experienced game masters may occasionally see their best laid adventure plans go astray when the players dutifully ignore the scenario and wander off in a totally unplanned direction.
Now, can you read that sentence again and start with the words every? Every game master will see their best laid adventure.
Oh. Replace more experienced with every game master. Every game master will see their best laid adventure plans go astray when the players dutifully ignore the scenario and wander off in totally unplanned directions. The following encounter tables have been designed to aid both seasoned and unseasoned game masters. They provide a variety of potential encounters with NPCs, events, or strange phenomena, any of which could quickly and easily start an adventure. The encounter situations have been organized into two basic categories: general encounters and battlefield encounters. Game masters using the tables as their primary source for encounters should roll on these tables according to the type of assignment in which the player unit is engaged. Refer to the following chart on frequency of encounters. Let's see. All right. Using the encounter tables, when an encounter is called for, roll 2 dice of different colors, read the results consecutively to produce a value from 11 to 66, then cross-reference with the appropriate table. All right, D66 or D66, folks. You know how this works.
So what type of mission are we on?
We are on...
We're on garrison, assault, raiding, relief, or pacification?
Pacification.
All right, we're pacifying some weirds. They got those partisans out there. We got to knock them out. I rolled a 32.
You rolled a 32. So an attack by raiders. Oh, no.
Stupid partisans.
That's
why they need to be pacified.
They're mad. I mean, technically, we're on their planet. So they
Excuse me? This is our planet? We just happen to let them stay.
We just haven't eliminated you yet.
Our benevolence allowed them to live in the first place, and now they're doing this?
All right. So then we've got frequency of encounters and battlefield encounter table. Hey, Max, the raiders have hit us, but it's a little bit of a lull in the battle. What's happening?
All right. I got a 55.
55. Oh, no, we're on an assault mission. We're taking it back to them. They've decided to slow down, and so we're taking advantage of the situation.
The dice knew.
Yeah, the dice knew. All right. So, generating opposing forces. A number of encounters require that game masters generate enemy mech forces for players to face. In such a situation, the game master can use the following two-step procedure to quickly create these foes. First, determine enemy force composition. Roll 2d6 as many times as needed based on the estimated weight of the enemy force. So we need to figure out how big our raiders are. Would it be light, medium, or heavy?
I would say if they're raiders, they'd be light or medium.
Fair enough. All right. So then give us 2d6.
Okay, 2d6. I got a 9.
A griffin, a commando, a stinger, and a shadowhawk.
What's the other one? Archer, Wolverine, Archer, Locust. Oof.
Well, that's if it's a medium or a heavy.
So Griffin, Commando, Stinger, Shadowhawk. That's not. I mean, the Shadowhawk I'm not too worried about, but that's not a bad group. That Shadowhawk and that Griffin know how to actually fight together, with the Griffin essentially being the long range while people are getting close, and then the Shadowhawk protecting them. That could be a pretty tough group.
I don't know, but it's raiders, so I'm going to say they're probably fairly green. Probably like found these mechs in a warehouse or something. So let's see. The next step,
Trellwan, man. I mean, they weren't all.
Well, Max, the next step is to determine the enemy unit's experience level. So what's our unit's rating?
I'd say let's go with regular. Common is regular. Let's just say regular unit.
We got a couple of adventures under our belt, but we're not that experienced yet.
All right. Don't screw me. 1-1. So 2.
Ooh,
Or
I was
11.
right. They're green.
There you go. Look at that, baby. 1-1.
All green units are assumed to have piloting and gunnery skill 1. All regular units have piloting and gunnery skill 3.
And Battletech folks, remember, they're using the Mechwarrior version of this. They're not using the Battletech version of this. Normally, green wouldn't be 1.
Right. I go see the previous video on how to convert that. But
yeah,
short answer, it's good. All right.
That's where the on switch is.
General encounter descriptions. Let's see. Oh, all right. So we had attack by raiders. All right. You know what? Yeah, we're not going to go over all of the general encounter descriptions, but we'll pick
the way
some
Heath
extras.
and I usually do this, we just either pick one or we roll for it.
Well, no, Max, we already did. Look, attack by raiders.
So this is what we did roll for. Got it.
Right. So we're just following through with what we rolled on, but we'll come back and we'll look at some others. All right. Attack by raiders. An enemy raiding force strikes the planet with a total weight approximately 75 to 90% of the on-planet defending force. Game Master should decide a primary target for the raiders based on the resources available on the world, and may roll up the enemy units on the sample enemy forces chart in the battlefield encounter section. Units with aerospace fighter strength have the option of attempting to contest the enemy landing. Our fighters are down. They made it planet side. They caught us unawares while we were doing repairs.
Yeah,
units.
God forbid we actually set up some sort of security.
I know. We would have, but we were off getting the golf cart because we needed more landing gear.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh, and
Jocks.
all of the infantry were out playing a game of football, so they were distracted. There, I worked football into this stream.
I saw it when I was working for the Marines. They offered for me to go to one of their morning PTs where they were going to play football because I said I played, and it was supposed to be flag football, right? Well, this one dude, he must have been like 5 foot and nothing. No, he's probably like 5'4", 5'5". He's shorter than me though. But he, to be fair, he's pretty bulky, and like he's a muscular dude, right? Man, he was getting so angry that this girl kept pulling his flags from him. And so this woman Marine, and so he's like, screw this. He takes his flags off. Now I can tell you that being in the Air Force, if somebody would have done that, the NCO would have been like, put your damn flags back on, learn to be a man, grow, whatever, right? Apparently in Marines, you're allowed to spaz out like that and be a thing. So he's like, I'm taking off my flags. And then other people are like, I'm taking off mine too. So half the people had flags, half the people didn't. I'm like, I don't know what's going on here. He gets the ball. She lays him out. But to be fair, she was actually bigger than me. She was like 6 foot. Like, okay. And she lays this dude out. And I'm telling you, man, the Marines have ways of making people feel bad when they deserve to feel bad. And I'm telling the whole story here. There is more antics with this guy before this. She laid him out though. And he was so angry. They ended up having to call the game because he just would not stop just complaining. And everybody's like, dude, you already got laid out once. Yeah, no flags equal clean target. That's basically how they treated it. Yep. Oh, it was hilarious because I wanted him to shut his damn mouth. It's like, dude, whatever, man. And she laid him out.
Right. See, he had a concussion. He was the one who was supposed to be on guard duty. Now we got the Raiders coming in.
Well, that's how I was relating the whole football thing to actual military to relate back to this. So, I mean, I did have some circular logic here.
See, we got there in the end. Therefore, the Game Master should roll twice daily on the battlefield encounter table for the duration of the raid. I.e., until the Raiders accomplish their objective or are turned back. What? So I keep rolling for more enemy forces until they accomplish their objective or are turned. Okay.
But I mean, you're already attacking with 75 to 90% of the force. What more is there?
I don't know.
They don't get crayons on the field. They get crayons for snacks after the field.
Exactly. You finish the game, then you get your snacks.
And to be fair, they try not to do that stuff in front of us airmen because, they always want to have the high ground, so to speak, when it comes to the Air Force. So they try to keep that stuff private. We just know because we've hacked all their IT.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm just kind of flipping forward. All right, let's look at a couple of others. Max,
Okay.
Where's that chart? All right, good. Let's see. What?
Didn't we roll like we did the battlefield encounter, so we did the general
Well,
encounter.
We
frequency
did
of encounter.
pacification.
Yeah. But wasn't there like an event or something we were supposed to have?
Oh, we had the battlefield encounter, which was 55, so assault mission. Because there is a separate chart for that. Which it's
these almost look like these are just ideas for the bad weather. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, essentially, it's a random encounter table.
Yeah.
I mean, and let's be honest, that's what they described it as. So,
okay.
Any
of these? I mean, whatever you want, we can roll another one. Or okay, so that's battlefield encounter descriptions. Okay, that's what I was. Okay, I didn't realize that was part of a whole different thing. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what we rolled, the enemy assault force. So bam, that's what we got.
And then it says roll 1d6. So I roll a d6. I got a 3, and that says it's 1 heavy and 1 medium lance. Oh, lame. They came with everything.
Let's see. Anything? Oh, profit-making opportunity. The player's unit is approached by a private party who offers a lucrative short-term commission to perform a specified task, such as guarding a cargo's safe overland passage, defending a major industrial facility that has been threatened with sabotage, or protecting a planetary official's life. Though accepting this offer will be financially rewarding, it could put the group in physical jeopardy. Few private citizens would put up the money needed to hire a mech unit unless they fully expected the assignment to be too dangerous for conventional forces. Okay. Anything else stick out as interesting to you at the moment?
Not really.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that to be coy or whatever, but like it's just like you said, it's a random it's a random table, and I mean, unless we're going to read through each and every type of attack that can happen, I think we kind of showed how the table works, and that's the important part, I think.
Exactly. So, let's see, major events. Oh, the major events table. Game masters who need assistance in creating initial assignments for their players or in fleshing out the ongoing history of their campaign universe can use the major events table to kickstart their imaginations. The table lists 11 types of major events that commonly occur in the worlds of the successor states, and that might become adventure opportunities for a mech unit. So it's funny. You rolled the tactical stuff first. Now they're like, well, in case you want it, here's some grand strategy for you. Shouldn't it have been the other way around? I can see both arguments, but anyways, roll 2d6. Let's see how many major events. Let's figure out what our campaign is.
I got a 4.
Roll it again. I want more than 1.
Well, okay, sir. Cheater. I got an 11.
11. 4 events. Okay.
No, that's too many. You want to tell me what number to roll? No. Oh, jeez.
No, we'll stick with 4. All right. So this is going to be the basis for our campaign. So.
Okay, the first one I rolled is a 35.
All right, 35. So first off, there is a major campaign. House Liao has decided that they are going to retake the St. Ives Compact.
We already own, and excuse me, that's a St. Ives commonality, and we already own it. You're in the wrong era, sir. We're reading Mechwarrior First Edition, not Second Edition.
Okay.
We're gonna take Endurian because that went so well for us.
That's right. Well, you know what? Third time's a charm, right?
4th, 5th, 6th.
All right, hold on. Mine was all right. I got a 23.
Ooh,
and
Comstar. Of course.
We're taking Endurian because of Comstar activity. What's going on with Comstar, Max?
Oh, Lord.
No. You tell me.
Oh,
Make
what's
it
going
up.
on? Oh, so what's going on? Well, of course, what happened was people are getting a little too close to that Helm core, which is in House Merrick, right? Which was where Andurian is, and so we need to put a little pressure on some folks out there. Let them look a little bit different direction. We need to hire some mercenaries out there. I don't know, maybe these guys that are rolling dice right here, and we need to ask them to go do something. Hopefully, not blow up some domes.
Exactly. All right. What's the next major event of our campaign?
I rolled a 61.
61. Death of a major personage.
Can't Stevian! He really was cloned. Did I blurt that out loud?
It wasn't so much that it was out loud. It was how quickly you got it out. Because I was gonna say that, because Comstar is involved with us trying with House Liao trying to take Andurian, so I'm gonna say that it was the death of the local presenter. And so they think that somebody's trying to like capture their hyperpulse generator technology, and bypass Comstar, and they're not going to allow that.
Well, somebody's getting interdicted now.
Right. Well,
I am now painting all types of Federated Sun logo on my mech, and I'm going to go out and I'm going to shoot every civilian I see. God will hopefully forgive me later, but I am. Yeah.
All right.
Well, okay, what's the last one?
You get to tell us what the last one is. All right. So I got 52. Fall of a major world.
Andurian, weird. To the Capellans, as it should be.
Well, no. I mean that's the end goal. I would say, because I don't know who owns Andurian at this point in time, based on your discussions down to like Merrick. Okay. Yeah. So it sounds like the local government of Andurian, because the Free Worlds League can't keep their crap together anyways, basically there was a local uprising, and so now the whole planet's just in chaos.
And if I'm remembering correctly, I'm sorry, I'm not exactly as versed in House Merrick as I am some of the others, but I think Andurian is the land, the march, whatever it's called for them, that is the one most prone to tell the Merricks to go F themselves.
Okay. See, even easier. See, so the government collapsed. In the process, somebody killed the local Comstar presenter, and so we're being sent in by Comstar, to clean this up and hopefully, take it over on behalf of House Merrick or House Liao. Sorry, my bad. See, look at that. We made up a campaign.
Like the one person who might not know, just for folks out there, I'm using my personal account in chat, so the John person is me. You're not going to see Legion of Myth today because I used the wrong browser.
Good job, Max.
Typical Capellan. I failed at everything.
I have to admit, okay, so obviously a lot of the stuff that we said required like a whole lot of understanding like the actual Battletech lore.
Sure, but also things aren't going to happen. I mean, these are 4 separate events. They didn't just all 4 pop happen on a Tuesday.
I mean, they could have.
To be fair, they could have. It's going to be one thing after another.
Right. Well, and it actually gets into that. It literally just, like I started reading it. It says the events indicated by the table results will occur 3 months after the roll is made.
Okay.
Thus, a game master starting a campaign in January of 2025 would make rolls on the table prior to starting the campaign to determine the events occurring in January through March, and then roll during January on the major events table to determine the events occurring in April. But I did like that, and we just did that on the fly. I like that kind of little impromptu, hey, you're stuck on what to do for a campaign. Here's a nice little chart. Here's 4 major events that now impact why your players are doing stuff. Anyways, I thought that was fun.
Oh, that's good.
Because the game master is always determining events well in advance of their occurrence, he can use his foreknowledge to generate encounters, rumors, and clues that will naturally build up to the major event. Similarly, he can create adventure assignments that put the player's unit smack in the middle of things when these events break. For example, if one of the major events rolled for April is regimental change of alliance, the game master should intersperse the time period between January and March with situations hinting that something is in the air. Some examples might be late delivery of pay or of parts shipments promised by the unit's present employer, an overheard argument between unit and house officials, a secret meeting between the unit commander and a mysterious stranger, etc., and so on. Why would you use etc. and so on?
For extra effect.
Let's say
and
just
so
seems...
on, and so on, and so on. Like that old laundry detergent commercial.
As the months go by and more events are added to the calendar, the game master can link multiple events together to form a major plot line, like we just did. Thus, January's roll of a major campaign starting in April can be the source of March's fall of a major world result to occur in June. This, in turn, would cause May's internal dissension result to take place in the losing house's royal court in August. Similarly, game masters can treat multiple die rolls yielding the same event result as an indication that the event is of truly great import. For example, 3 or 4 consecutive months of technological advance results might signal the reopening of a major mech production facility, or even the recovery of some aspect of jump ship manufacturing technology. Or the game master could treat a recurring indication of Comstar activity as a full communications interdict against one successor house's territory. Following are some possible interpretations and uses for each major event result. It's going to be just like above. We're not reading all of these.
Oh.
I mean, do you want to read some of them?
The only one I'm a little curious about is technological advance, but no, not really.
Sure, read it.
Oh, I have to do the work? Oh.
I mean, you just said.
Yeah, that's fair. Technological advance. Techs from one or more of the successor state houses succeeded in recovering one of the lost technologies of the Star League years. Okay, I got to reread that. Recovering one of the lost technologies of the Star League years. Or uncover entirely new product or process. This advance is most likely to be related to military matters and especially to technologies dealing with mech, aerospace fighter, or jump ship construction or repair. At the game master's discretion, the advance may be applied to an entirely different aspect of society, like medicine, communications, agriculture, etc. If this result recurs several times within a period of a few months, the game master should increase the significance of the discovery made. You cured cancer. The most logical source of research developments like these are the Sarna, University of Sarna, or Xi'an, I should say it right, but NAIS, nobody ever finds anything there. Or the copycat universities recently built by House Kurita or Merrick. Still get no love. Of course, no matter where the initial discovery is made, the other houses will soon have their own spies or maybe even full-scale invasion force, as in the case of the battle for Hoth. Unseen to try to gain the secrets themselves. They really do the Battle of Hoth.
Yes.
So one of my issues with this, I like it. And to be fair, in 2025, actually pretty much from 1990 on, incorporating this stuff would have been fairly easy. But between 1985 and 1990, this would have been a difficult thing to add into the game. I mean, I'm not against game masters using their own imagination. And to be fair, the reason that mech creation rules are in place was because the assumption was originally supposed to be that everybody was going to have their own table, their own little internal universe, and so forth. Sure, what you give for technology is no big deal. And however you want to change. So if you wanted to make your own, ultra flamethrower that melts mechs, with 30 points of damage or something like that, you could do it. But now that we have all this tech, somebody's just going to go grab a tech readout and say, I now dub thee Artemis. It's just, I could picture this being a bit difficult back then. especially because remember, this is still more, whether we're talking about a role playing game or not, this is still more of a war game. And I know me in junior high, and we would have put some really strange stuff in the game given the opportunity that didn't make any sense whatsoever.
Right. Well, and yeah, I can see your point about, quote unquote, everything that could be invented most likely has been.
It's like I have an AC2 and I'm sorry, I have an AC20, but it goes the range of AC2 and no heat. Like, wait, what? That was the technology we found. Huh? But that's what I'm saying. Like, without some sort of framework,
right. No, and I can understand the concern there, but well, and here's another thing. How many of the expanded rules in tactical operations or strategic operations do you think came out of stuff like this?
I don't know enough about those books.
No, that's where they have all of like the extra rules, the weird weapons, the different engines, things like that. Basically they just like essentially they were collections of house rules. So that's why when you read it, it's literally, use what you want, ignore what you don't.
Well, as a 3025 purist, I don't know what's in those because I wouldn't care anyway.
You have the books behind you.
Yeah, I got them. Why did I get those? I got them when I was still, if you notice, I got a few books past those as well. And then I kind of realized I'm never going to do this again. I stopped, with the exception of the TROs. And Brian actually showed me that there's like 2 or 3 I don't have, which is I wasn't expecting. But no, I stopped pretty much after that point. I think I have Alpha Strike is like the newest thing I have. And it's the first printing of it, where apparently all the rules have changed from the first printing, from what people have told me. So no, there's just nothing about modern BattleTech that interests me in any way, shape, or form. So I did find, but I used to be a completionist. I used to be the type of person that's like, you know what, I've been collecting for years. I'm going to keep doing it.
Right.
I finally stopped. So yeah, like 20 years ago, but I did finally stop. So, but on top of that, there's something else I was going to say. Oh, one of the things we did do, and I know that they have quirks in one of those books now, like the Tactical Ops or whichever.
Right.
Whichever. There is a Dragon magazine. I still have it in let's just say a pouch, whatever, a tote, a pouch, whatever, a plastic container above me. There's a Dragon magazine that took all the mechs from the original 3025 TRO and gave them quirks. And we used to play with those. +1 to hit a jumping spider, +1 to hit +2 to hit a Vulcan at long range, +1 to hit it at medium range because of its shape. I think the Urban Mech had something similar to that. Locust couldn't punch because it doesn't have any hands. But it added simple quirks in there. We used to love playing with those as well, but that was just with our internal group, and we always agreed beforehand whether we were going to do it or not. Invariably, if somebody rolled up a spider and if it wasn't you, it's like, no, we're not going to play with that rule this time. Well, then we're not playing with any of them, But you know what I'm saying? But you could add quirks like that in there as well.
No, exactly. And they're like, I know you're not a fan of it, but again, that's fine. But I do, like I said, I do like the fact that they have those, but it is one of those things where if you want to use this particular thing, the technological advance, I mean, yes, technology is always advancing. There are new things, but how many things are truly new? How many of them are
right? And how long does it take for the R&D? Just because you found the data disk out there with, oh my God, I just learned how to make a pulse laser. It's not like you're putting it on your mech the next day.
Right. No, exactly. And this is something where I think you really just have to be very specific as far as what era are you playing in.
Yeah.
But then I think it can be an advantage where, at least with things like tactical operations and strategic operations, you have an actual MacGuffin. You can give them the item, they can try something, even if you want to keep it to, even if you want to stay at your 3025 purists, it's a role-playing game. You're supposed to have a little bit more fun, a little bit more flexibility than the actual war game.
No fun for you. I'm the fun Nazi. Yeah, no, I agree with you on that. I'm just saying it's one of those things that you got to be careful of. Like, I mean, it says that in here, uncover an entirely new product or process, whatever. You could find like some old Star League tech or something like that, which would be really easy in terms of like, hey, just put in something simple, right? Not the problem. Just one thing to consider when this book came out, there was no 2750. There was no 3050. There was none of that. I don't know if it's in development or not, but there was none of that. So imagine you're at that time though with nothing to reference. What do you do?
Yeah. I mean that could be another thing. Like, ignore all the books that came since. And like, if you want to use this running up, and you're running off a 3025, make up your own tech.
I'm going to make up fax machines that work off the hyperpulse grid. That hasn't been done, has it?
No, okay. No one ever did that.
I hear a tone of facetiousness in that voice there.
I would never be facetious. Come on, Max, you know me. Do I look like a facetious person?
Oh, I'm going to develop a cult. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to base it on the religion of technology, and that nobody else can have it but us. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just start blowing up people that think that they can use it.
I'm sure that that's never been done in BattleTech before.
Nope. Hey, what are those? Liao, Kearney.
These are
those are worlds.
These. Oh, sorry, I was just scrolling. I thought they were just random encounters, but no, they're actually personality encounters for the different houses. So
I'm going to pretend I made a roll here. Oh, I rolled House Liao. Oh, I rolled an 11. Why is that planet important?
I don't know.
Oh my God, I'm taking your BattleTech card away from you. No, that's Captain. That is the Concord of Captain, which solidified the alliance between House Kurita, House Merrick, and House Liao. It was to counter what would soon become the Federated Commonwealth.
It's been a long time since I've read BattleTech novels.
Again, if it's 3025, I probably know it, or still remember it. You go past 3025, which is what, 4 decades actually worth of material. You know what? I don't know crap about it.
The thing is, I didn't read all of those source books. I read the novels, but like source books, I would read bits and pieces here and there.
Oh man, I've read every one of those source books, and the Capellan one, of course, many times. To be fair, you probably don't know this. Maybe I said on one of the other streams. I know the Steiner one pretty well because when I was in Korea, so that's 94, 95, actually right before I went to Korea, I got into this play-by-mail game where we were pretty much playing Risk, and we were sending him stacks of orders that were like this. It cost me about $1.50. This is 1994 money. To send him hundreds of pages of reports of troop movements and so forth that we were doing. We've had a turn. 1 month was the turn, then he would respond, and we have another month. So each turn took like 2 months for us to do. Because we had mail and everything else that was going on, but it was a fun play-by-mail game, and in order to because I ended up being House Steiner because some other jerk got House Liao, so I went through the source book and I learned everything I could about House Steiner. So I have pretty decent information on House Steiner as well.
That's awesome. Yeah, I
nuked. By the way, I nuked House Liao, and the game master didn't know what to do. He sanctioned the living crap out of me, interdicted me, made the other houses go to war against me. Oh, it was bad. But what I did is I worked with my friend Brian, who is, by the way, same spelling as you, who's a Marine. And we worked this out before I went to Korea. I said, if this happens, are you going to back me? He's like, hell no, I'm not going to back you. I said, but here's what I'll do for you. I will let you hide in my land. We'll pretend you're dead, but you've got to put a new leader on the throne. I was like, I can do that. So I blew it up, and then I completely reorganized it because, and I don't even remember why I did it. I didn't do it out of spite. I didn't do it because, look, he's got Capella and I wanted it. There was actually some in-game thing going on as to why I did. So I nuked Cyan, and they said that it was so obvious that it came from me. The game master's like, it was like how Steiner Loki agents were out there with 666s on their foreheads going, we did it, we did it, we did it. Like it was so, I was like, damn, they were there. So I ended up reorganizing the entirety of House Steiner into a functional military unit. And before the game ended, he's like, actually, I won because I had the most reorganized house. And even though 4 houses went to war against me, I hurt them badly for doing that. And they all were like, can we not fight anymore? And then the guy dropped off the planet. Like, we do not know what happened to him. We don't know if he died. Like, nobody could get a hold of him. He literally 3 people live like within a mile of him, and nobody knows what the hell happened to the guy.
The guy that was running the game?
The guy who was running, yeah. The game ended with me getting most improved house and current. I wasn't successor lord. Like, I wasn't even close to that. But there's like most improved house and like best player, some crap like that. Yeah, I'm not going to go into it all. And that's probably too boring for people anyway. But there were months and months and months of this stuff going on. But that crap was fun, man. And I got to nuke Cyan.
That's awesome. Oh, I wish I had those.
This is the group you heard me talk about the IHOP, right? So just before I went to Korea, we were in IHOP, and we were actually having negotiations. In character. So, I'm the House Steiner. But the thing is, part of our negotiations, it's like the Ares conventions. We were detailing out, we won't use chemical weapons. We won't do this. Well, we didn't get coffee or eggs or whatever served to us for a while. And finally, somebody flagged down the hostess, and she wasn't coming to serve us anymore. And the manager came out to us. It's like,
you have told the story.
Yeah, it's like, she's not going to serve you anymore because you guys are talking like terrorists. Now, this is before 9/11. This is like 1993. But it's like, you guys are talking like terrorists and chemical warfare and so forth. And we're all like, no, it's a game. Like we're holding up books like this. It's just part of a game. We're kind of role playing in character. And then he's like, that's weird. Because again, D&D was right at the end of the Satanic Panic. It was like, right. You guys are weird, whatever. I don't remember we were asked to leave, but I think we did leave pretty quickly after that. Or we were asked to leave, I forget. But it's like, but the waitress was like, nope, we're not serving them anymore. Because what do you mean I can't use nukes? Well, if you use them first, why can't I follow up with how are we gonna do prisoner exchange?
Usually it's destruction, man.
Right? Like, how do we do prisoner exchange? I'm not giving you prisoners back. I'm sucking them up for information. What are you talking about? I don't know even, I'm not going to lie. I do not even remember my role in that. I know it's House Steiner leader, but I mean, I don't remember what part I had in the negotiations. I just remember being there and that whole thing happened. Like, over a game, she's not going to serve us? Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry for derailing this.
Would you serve you? Let's be honest, Max.
Dude, you think I was the goofiest? I was 20 years old at the time. Do you think I was the goofiest person there?
That's fair. I've met some of the Battletech players. Let's see. I think this is the last. Yeah, this is the last bit for this. All right. Tell us about the reaction table.
Alrighty, the reaction table. The reaction table notes the random impressions of a first-time meeting between NPCs and player characters. Coincidentally, just like the reaction table in Dungeons & Dragons that you should use. Several factors may modify the result of a roll on this table. They include use of various skills, diplomacy or streetwise, and several conditional modifiers. For example, the reaction of citizens whose town was just raised by Krita-marked troops, and the players happen to be heavily armed wearing Krita uniforms. You probably did it. The game master should consider all such factors before making the 2d6 roll. Because we're Capellans and everybody loves us, I'm adding a plus 14 to this roll. So I rolled an 8.
Okay, so neutral.
All right. Well,
but again, so I mean, I'm assuming like diplomacy or streetwise is gonna, add negative modifiers to it.
Capella, comedy gold.
Exactly.
Oh no, the magistry. I can never say that word. Hot chicks in Vegas. That's a plus 6 right there.
You mean a -6?
Or yeah, I'm sorry, you're right. -6. Benefit, but bonuses are negative. Yeah, -6 right there. Sworn ally. Woo, love it. Once an individual reaction has been determined, the actions of the group will probably sway the NPC. The neutral and slight reactions should be easier to change, but the extreme reactions will be much more difficult to change. Bell curve.
Obviously. Cool. Yeah, overall.
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Yeah, I can't wait till next week. Economics. Everybody come back to you for your Keynesian versus Austrian economics lesson in the inner sphere.
Hold on.
Hey, we still have 19 people watching. That's good.
I know we do.
We're doing a lot of antics here.
Speaking of economics, I'm trying to find Goth's comment.
What was it about? Because I have them over here.
Like literally about watching an economics class or something. Oh, no, there it is. Okay, it was a while back. After the golf. Oh, there we go. Truly, this is right up there with accounting class.
1 week early, sir.
Yeah, that was when we were reading through the artillery section. Oh dear Lord, that was
I don't know what it was, dude. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't listening to half of what you were saying. It wasn't because of you.
I wasn't listening to pretty much anything I was reading, so it's not just you, man.
I don't know. The thing is it wasn't written poorly. It just droned.
Oh yeah, it was literally listening to a math lecture. And so we apologize for that, folks, but
I apologize for nothing. You came here. You could have clicked off the channel if you wanted to, but you were on. What are you guys doing? Stop killing each other when I'm on a stream.
But 19 of you decided to stay and hang out, although only 5 of you have hit the like button so far.
What? How about this? If we get 19 likes, he'll kick me off the stream. See, look at that. Now you're not even gonna get your 19 likes because nobody has any pressure to do it anymore. You cheapened it.
No, but I let you back. Now I can kick you out permanently.
Fair.
No, overall, I did like this. I think they had some good scenarios put together. I think they, designed it well for working with BattleTech. Outside of the artillery rules just being ridiculous. But no, this is like for what we keep calling a quote unquote 6-month project that was thrown together just to make a couple of people happy. Overall, I'm pretty happy with what they did with this. So, I'm still enjoying this.
I'm being honest, it's not as good as I remember, but it is still fun to look back at it.
Yeah, I mean, yes, game design has progressed a lot in 40 years. But
yes, but I mean, I'm just saying, like, I thought I would have a few more nostalgia berries with it. I'm seriously upset though that I cannot find those jury rig rules.
Well,
those look like the right ones. Like I remember that table, but I could have sworn that there was more to it. Maybe there's another Mercenaries book that I don't remember or something. Like maybe I have a third one laying around somewhere and just don't. But I know it's old school because I remember using it in the 90s. So it isn't going to be something written recently.
Yeah, see, Seraph said you have to recalibrate the laser for the fire control system. I know what Max is talking about, but he can't remember where it is either.
Yeah, so what it is when you do the jury rig roll, and I could have sworn that's what it is. Maybe it's a mech modification roll, something, whatever. You roll, and you actually have to use it at a certain type of success. If I remember correctly, you have to use it a couple of times. You basically have to hone it in, and it's going to take like 3 or 4 missions or something before, okay, now we got it squared out. The reticles are working right and whatnot. Otherwise, it's like a +2 to fire. And I'm glad somebody else at least remembers it. I've got too many other things going on, so I won't remember, but I'd love to remember what book that was in because we used it.
That's fine.
Hey, Malwinus.
Well, Malwinus, sorry you're not falling asleep.
Well, he's in Germanistan.
Why he chose to come here when he's trying to sleep.
He came here for the awesome dudes on this show and maybe to listen to us.
I was gonna say. But yeah, no, I get what you're saying, and yeah. Oh,
it was one of the rationales I used to use a lot also when people always wanted to modify their mechs all the time. Is kind of my point, where it's like you can't just modify a mech however the heck you want when you want. Again, 3050 you can, but it's like no, there's a process to that, and so no, I'm not going to let you just modify your mech. And just like I don't modify my, this is actually why I learned how to use the mechs in the TRO as written, knowing full well, like, oh my God, if I could do anything right now, can I please remove these machine guns and put on 2 tons of armor? I'd like to live more than one shot. No, I learned how to use the mechs.
I mean, find the infantry, then you get to use the machine guns more effectively.
Yeah, I learned that with Battle Force or whatever it was, that small lasers and machine guns that's what they were meant for. They were meant for shooting infantry. That's why like PPC's got like mega negatives to try to shoot infantry.
I mean, it's like trying to, take out the infantry with a taser. So,
or is it a coastal born railgun that we have nowadays? If I hit you, something bad's gonna happen, but good luck hitting.
Exactly. So, all right. Well, so let's see. So I think we've covered pretty much everything for today. And we
your internet stayed up.
My internet's been very good since we got the repairs last week. But yeah, so I think we're in a good place to be able to finish this by the end of the year. Apparently, we have a new Goss, you're gonna have to remind us. I don't know what my new tagline is. But we so all right. Again, housekeeping, especially since there's now 19 of you or 20 or however many the stats are saying. Regardless, first off, thank you everybody for showing up. Absolutely appreciate it. We'll put it on the screen because I'm not saying it.
I mean, I'd happily say it, but it would get his channel removed.
Yeah. Anyways, so since there's 20 of you here, just as a reminder, in case you don't go back and watch the beginning, for the month of December, we are going to be doing the stream on Tuesday. Between me being gone tomorrow, New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, there is too much going on, and I'm not going to try and stream on those days. So,
and I forced him to make me stop by January, because in January I bring back. Oh, thank you. I bring back Game Master Insight, which is it's on my Friday night stream. And between the prep between Sunday and Friday, I can't keep doing this. So I put a little time limit on him. It's like, hey, mush, let's get this going.
I'm not going to put it on the screen, but I'm just going to say only commies celebrate Kwanzaa. Ooh. I mean, if you look into the history of it. So
it was in the 60s, I know. When was that? But that was popular in the 90s. I don't hear anybody talking about it anymore.
No, I didn't hear anything about it until like the 2000s.
Well, I heard about it a lot in the 90s, and then it just kind of died.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, so we're doing this on Tuesdays because we want to get this finished this month. And so obviously we're not going to be able to deal with a lot of interruptions in the schedule. So it was easy. Interruptions in the schedule, like days not streaming. So again, come back next Tuesday. Let's see. Max, what do you have coming up next week or this week?
This week we have a live stream on Sunday. What we're going to be talking about, don't know. But I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna go a week ahead to get everybody, psyched up. On Sunday the 14th, at a different time again. We gotta stop doing these different time things. We're doing this to be nice to somebody. This will not be a common feature. We're going to have Sean Owen Robertson and Kevin Simbita from Palladium Books on, and that's why we're doing it, because Sean's in Taiwan right now, and so he's like, can you start a little earlier? And I asked Heathen Dog, and so we agreed to, so that he can be on. We're going to talk about Turtles and the Palladium philosophy, but that's next Sunday. This one, I have no clue. Heathen Dog hasn't told me what he's doing yet, and I still have no clue what I'm doing yet.
Okay. Well, I am definitely not going to have any more live streams between now and Sunday, because I will not be anywhere near my computer. But I am going to
give the people what they want. More Brian.
Do they want that? I mean, at least 20 people want it, I guess.
I don't know, if nothing else, to have something to laugh at. I don't know.
That's fair. That's totally fair. No, but I will plan on getting at least a few videos up. For the gaming channel, I've got to get some of the learning how to play 40K videos up, and I've got like shorts. Anyway, stuff will be coming up, but and actually I should do this. Give me 1 second. Because
and people complain about my Minnesota goodbyes. Just saying.
I know, right? Kim even will admit that I am the worst. Oh
my God, this shirt really makes me look like I'm wearing a
moon.
That
was going not on what here? I wanted to do. My second channel,
Reading Wikis for you.
Reading Wikis. There it is. There's a link in chat. If you are interested, I put up a video every single day. I've actually been really good about doing this. I've had the videos. If I'm going out of town, I've made sure to get them recorded ahead of time.
I haven't commented on one.
Yeah, and he didn't make a suggestion. But on Saturdays, I actually put up Battletech videos for it from sarna.net. I'm currently working through the clans. I've already done the great houses. After I finish the clans, I'll go back and I'll do like some of the minor houses and things like that. But one of the things I want is for people to comment on the videos and let me know what articles you'd like me to read. Hey, Goss, maybe put it in a comment. Clan Sparkle Unicorn. But let me know what you would like me to read. Obviously, I absolutely need more subscribers to the channel. But I have a lot of fun doing with it. A lot of it ends up being just things that it kind of interest me or I'm curious about. And anyways, so that's really what I've got going on lately, but we'll get more gaming content up as well. So with that said, we are going to end that here. Again, thank you so much, everybody. Hit the like button on your way out. If you know anyone who wants some good Battletech content, let them know about this. Oh, and actually, last thing. Eventually, we're going to be talking Battletech Gothic. Not necessarily with Max, but here on the channel.
Oh, please. So. Please. I will take a day off of work for that one. You'll regret it. But and by the way, don't forget to stop by your local Capellan recruiter today. Sign up.
Exactly.
Service is citizenship.
With that said, folks, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time.